I'm anti-social, I don't socialize. My anxiety and my emotions high. Bipolar, yet still one of the most polarized rappers. When I drop the comments, is all the
Good afternoon, family. It's your buddy, the 14th Prime, and today I've got some great news, kinda, sorta, but let's just get into it. So I don't know about you. I'm not one that really frequents Facebook groups and Facebook period, because I feel like Facebook is for like myself. I grew up in Maryland, but I live here in Atlanta, so family and relatives that don't get a chance to see my kids that are here or whatever. That's how people keep in contact or keep up with what's going on in other people's lives. Other than that, I don't really use it. But there's a million Facebook groups out there, and a lot of them are for Transformers. A lot of them I got kicked out of. Another reason why I don't really be on there. But that's not the point. The point is that on a lot of these Facebook groups that I do get sent pictures of daily, I've seen a lot of Onslaught. A whole lot of Onslaught. And I know he's not scheduled to come out until August. I know SWINDLE doesn't come out until September. But every once in a while, somebody pops up with a picture. And I know it was a lot of people in Singapore and Australia and other places around the world have been seeing him pop up recently. I recently went to my Walmart, made an appearance in Walmart, and they actually had Liege and Nexus and Swerve and Power Glide and everything that I got weeks ago. But I'm seeing, these things pop up here and there. I wouldn't be surprised if Onslaught pops up somewhere, because he's really popping up a lot of places. And these people that are on these Facebook groups, a lot of them show their address. I'm not going to show that part, not address, but where they're from or a pin location or whatever. And a lot of them are right here. One of the pictures I saw this morning was a guy in Texas who had Onslaught. And then you go on TFW or T-Formers, and you see that No Trab, the guy that reveals everything to us next to JT Prime, has popped up with pictures of Onslaught. Now, I don't know where he lives at. I don't. I have no idea. Last I thought he was in China. I'm not sure, though. Don't quote me on that. But the point is, Onslaught is popping up all over the place. And then you've got a whole bunch of pictures of other people showing him just minus Swindle. I think that they should move the release date for Swindle up to come out with Onslaught. They should be in stores together. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Granted, I get it. August and September is only a month apart. I get that. But at the same time, a lot of these places aren't going to get him until the middle of September or the middle of August. It's not guaranteed to be August the 1st or July 31st, the night of at midnight. Because if that was the case, it's going to be people lined up at GameStops and Walmarts all over the world waiting on them to open the next day so they can get this guy. So I'm staying hopeful that things will get moved up and you guys will be able to finish your Bruticus as fast as possible. Again, I'm good. I'm gonna wait and see, just because you can't see behind Unicron. And yes, I did finally put him back in planet mode. Hold on, side note. There was a gentleman in the comments that said that he went ahead and saw how happy I was with him and went ahead and bought it and he can't wait and so forth and so on. And I say to you this, sir. I got mine on February the 4th, March, April, May, June. It's been 4 months since I've had this guy. And I will tell you, last night when I dragged the box out in the living room and dragged him out and started transforming him while my wife was playing Jack and Daxter, the PS5 Remastered Edition, if you were alive back in the early 2000s, you know what game I'm talking about. It is absolute fire and way more fun to play now. But while she was playing the game, pulled him out, and I was turning him from robot back into planet mode. And it had gotten to a point where I could do it in 10, 15 minutes. Back and forth, either way. Well, because I had taken I was in Florida a week before last, on vacation and grandkids coming, and it had been 3 weeks since I actually transformed him, right? Last night, doing it again, let's just say I started last night and I finished up this morning. But it is still an absolute joy. It's my wife was saying, she looked and she said, you know what, that's the most fun puzzle you've ever had, isn't it? And I was like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, but just side note, sir, enjoy your Unicron, because they're never going to make him again. And he is still, to me, just as much of a joy as he was the day I took him out of the box. But now back to Onslaught. I feel like it's an amazing looking figure. All of the pictures that I've seen are absolutely gorgeous. I like the armored truck. I like the extended part. It makes sense how they did it. It's not like with Silverbolt where you just had a giant extended cabin added onto the back of a Concorde jet. Like Bruticus makes sense. Onslaught makes sense. He was also one of my favorite combiners next to Menasor. As a kid, Menasor was my favorite because it was stunt cars. And I was one of them Dukes of Hazzard, Knight Rider, Evil Knievel, Happy Days, Fonz jumped over Big Al's kind of kid. I liked stunt cars, Fall Guy. Anything with a car jumping or riding on two wheels, I was all for it. So when I saw Menasor, I was like, yes, this is the greatest Transformer ever. So, fast forward 43 years later, he's still my favorite because of that aspect. But at the same time, in terms of course, Devastator is everybody's favorite. That was our first one that we saw. Superion was all right. He was a lot of people's favorites, though. If you were one of those little boys that were in the airplanes and that kind of thing, then Superion. But Bruticus just had something for everybody. You know what I mean? If you wanted a war kind of scene, you had a tank. If you wanted, crazy firepower, you had an armored truck. If you wanted the flying aspect of it, you had Vortex. If you had, you know what I mean? Like there was something for everybody with Bruticus. And then Swindle being the Jeep, you know what I mean? But not the same mold as like a Hound, say, you know what I mean? Like it was just different and it was fun. And to this day, obviously it still is because we are still clamoring to get this toy. Now, so yeah, keep your eyes open. Let me know if you run into them at a Target or a Walmart. Not that I'm looking for them, but a lot of people that watch me and will read your comment, they're looking for them. They are looking for them. If you're new to the channel and you're wondering why I have all these toys and I don't care too much about Bruticus, the same way I didn't care too much about Devastator, is because behind this Unicron, I have a 19-inch, the Warpatron version of Bruticus, which to me just fits my collection because he's the same height as the Titan toys, or almost the same height as Metroplex. And my Devastator is the same. My Devastator is a NBK Devastator, but I've got some extra pieces, like kind of just, he's posable. He holds together as long as I do all of the steps. So with that being said, that's why I just haven't jumped on Devastator or Bruticus yet. But like I said, I know a lot of y'all are. But keep your eyes and your ears open because he is definitely popping up in the wilderness all over the place. A lot of people can't wait for him. And like I said, maybe, who knows? Maybe Christmas or something when they release the gift set, because it's coming. Maybe I'll jump on them then. But until then, I just don't have a need for them because I have a definitive version. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your buddy, the 14th Prime. Like, subscribe, love, do all that good stuff. Share, hype it up, do whatever you want to do. I deeply appreciate it. I love y'all. Please continue to keep buying your toys from my channel. Obviously, I didn't realize a lot of y'all were doing that until I get the numbers in the morning. And yeah, a lot of you that can't find the primes or you can't find such and such, obviously YouTube hears it, puts a link, you know what I mean? They show it probably like right here, I believe, is where they put it at. But yeah, you can click on that. They'll take you directly to the store and you can hop on whatever toy you want. Lastly, more than meets the voices, the days are getting closer. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have like 7 days left, 7 or 8 days left. Please go out and support More Than Meets the Voices. He's getting it together. Again, Todd Bailey, aka TF Berserker, is putting this movie together. He's got a lot of the people that were in our favorite film ready to sign up. They just need a little cake first, you know what I mean? Or maybe they doing a little money up front and then the rest on the back end. I don't know. I'm just trying to be in it. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to do my part. Don't worry, I get paid. Todd, I get paid on the 21st. I'll go ahead and drop a little money on you. But let's get that going, ladies and gentlemen. How awesome would it be to be able to have another movie that is a documentary about our favorite movie on Amazon and Netflix and Peacock and whatever channels you may watch. That would be amazing. Again, Todd is an Emmy Award winning writer, producer, you name it, he's done it all. We need to get him to write a script for the next Transformers movie, since we got so many people writing different movies for it and it's 5 different projects. Why don't y'all holler at Todd? He's critically acclaimed. It is what it is. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your buddy, the 14th Prime. We'll be back later on this evening with something else to talk about, and I will be dropping another short. And we later on this week, maybe early next week, since I've got all of the primes transformed into their alt modes, I was thinking that we would go ahead and take a good look at each one of their relics or artifacts, put it that way. Because I took a whole lot of them off yesterday to transform everybody, to get them into their alt modes. I didn't feel like putting these on them. So yeah, we got a whole lot of stuff to go over and look at. That's just a few. We got the lenses in there, the man, you name it, we got it. The Requiem Blaster. But anyway, it's your buddy 14th Prime. Like, subscribe, everything else. I will talk to y'all later.